Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Reclaiming My Life. Of course, Reclaiming My Life, it came about from a book that we actually launched in April. Reclaiming My Life has always also been an Amazon's #1 bestseller. We talk about trials and trauma, challenges that we've all experienced, how we have overcome, and how we reclaimed our lives. And our mission here is to inspire, to encourage, empower, and motivate others to reclaim their lives. Tonight, we're going to be talking about how much time do you spend with your children? But first, please meet my co-authors, Miss Ursula Jones.
Hello, and welcome to Reclaiming My Life.
And Dr. Tiffany Tyson.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Reclaiming My Life. Thank you for joining us.
All right. Thank you, ladies. You both look so beautiful tonight. Okay, so again, we're talking about how much time do you spend with your children? A lot of times, as parents, we feel I'm home every day with my child, or I'm in the house with my child every day. We may go to work, come home, and we're home, right? With our children. But are you actually spending time with your children? I find that a lot of parents, they're either on the phone, they may be talking to their friends for 2 to 3 hours on social media, putting a finger up, telling your child, wait 1 minute, I got to look at this, let me check that out. Oh, and then your phone is ringing, you're talking to that girlfriend again, or either you're just in your bedroom, you're isolated from your child. So, are you really spending time with your children? So let me get a little bit of input from my co-authors here. Miss Ursula, let me
Yeah.
ask you. All right, lady. let me let me ask you because as we're talking about spending time with our children, I want to say, it's one thing that I've learned as a mother. Even when my children were small, I used to tell even family members, I can't talk to you on the phone. I can text you because I'm spending time with my children. You know, um, a lot of times, we don't feel like we need to sit down and talk to our children because, we see what's going on. But, children, they have a voice as well. And if we're not listening, to what's being said, sometimes, there can be miscommunication with our children as well, just by not communicating. So just tell me, what's your input on spending time with children these days?
Okay, well, I'm gonna say when I moved to Texas in 2015, the only communication I did with my children, and my children are grown, besides my youngest one, this 19 now, but my children are grown and they're back in North Carolina. So when I came to Texas, we didn't stay connected. We only did like I seen them on Facebook, or we might call here and there. And it wasn't something that we wasn't connected. Um, as I listened to you very well, my coach Claudia, when I heard you say, you and your children, y'all do a group, a group chat, and y'all connect and stuff like that. So, when you hang with someone and someone doing good things, you want to do good things. So I said, you know what, that's a good idea. So I thought about it. I said, well, you know what, I'm gonna start a group, and I didn't start the group until years later, like it was like before COVID, right? I think right when COVID came. I
Mm-hmm.
did a group, and I did my son, I did my son's wife, my daughters, and I did my son is here. Even though he was here in the house with me, I wanted all of us to connect and all of us to be
Mm-hmm.
on one accord. So if anything was to happen, I didn't want to hear about it on social media. I didn't want nobody to come call me and tell me, and that was
Mm-hmm.
what's happening before. And I wanted to know what was going on with my grandchildren, what was going on with them, what they needed, what they, and like they are grown kids, and I still do for my children a lot. So I want to know
Mm-hmm.
what were their needs, what were they doing, let them know what I was doing. You know, what was going on here in Texas, what's going on in North Carolina, you know. So I was just trying to basically connect with them. And I think that group was a good thing. So yes, good to connect with your children and know what's going on, because I just got tired of when I get on Facebook, you know, maybe I get on Facebook like 2 or 3 days later and I find out that my grandchild is sick, or I find out that something happened in the family, and I'm like lost because we had no communication. But I
Mm-hmm.
thank God that, you know, that group, you know, was a good thing to do. Just because on the strength of, I heard you say you had a group.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was an excellent idea to, you know, connect because of the fact my children are in another state, you know.
Right,
So
exactly.
I think that was a good thing, and that comes from Coach Claudia.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I'm glad that that helped, your
Yes, it
family,
did.
to
Hmm.
become closer, as one unit. So that's awesome. But for those that are listening to us this evening, I definitely want to say, Ursula has mentioned that her family, her children live in a different state. My children actually live here in Richmond, Virginia with me. And although I see my children every day, either they're at my house or we're on the phone about 10 times a day, I have six daughters, three grown daughters that are out of the house, and then I have three adopted daughters with special needs in the home. So, of course, y'all see why I don't have time to talk on the telephone, because when I'm on the phone, it's mostly with my daughters because we talk every day. I've actually had two of the three that are not in the home to come over today. So if they're not here at my home, we're on the phone, they're calling, and we're just chit chatting. Although they're grown, they still need me, as a mom. So every day I'm finding out what's going on with my children, because we all as adults too have things going on in our lives. We need someone to talk to, someone to confide in, someone that we can trust and feel comfortable sharing things with, and that's what a mother is for. And then of course, like I said, having the daughters in the home, I have to make a schedule, my work schedule, the time I spend with them each day. It's important to put time in. I can't imagine going a day knowing I didn't spend any time with my children today. I have no idea what their thoughts were today. I have no idea if something was hurting on them today. And especially when they're in school, maybe someone says something to them to hurt their feelings, or maybe it was something great that they wanted to share. We have to sit down and listen to our children. And not only do we have to listen, we have to do things with them, we have to do things for them, so when they grow up, they can be that great example to their children. And a lot of times when we're unintentionally neglecting our children, they start acting out. We're wondering why. We want to say, oh, that boy's bad or that girl is bad. There's a why behind every behavior, so they're acting out for a reason. Why? Why are you acting this way? I'm acting because I'm mad, because I want some attention, you know. So it's important that, we have to sometimes just stop because, again, unintentionally neglected because we're on the phone, and talking to that girlfriend is more important than, we putting a finger up than listening to our children. So I want to ask Dr. Tyson. Dr. Tyson, can you give us a clinical perspective? Because as we're talking about children acting out, when they're neglected, again, unintentionally or intentionally, okay? But when we're talking about that, and then for whatever reason, they have to come and see you. You know what I'm saying? Talk to us, Dr. Tyson.
You know what? I think this is a wonderful topic tonight. So I'm
It
actually glad that you brought this up because we do see a lot of this in the clinic. And so when I
Hmm.
sit down and I talk to parents, I'm like, okay, well, first when we bring the child in, I'm like, hey, how was your day today? You talk to them. What are some things that you learned in class today, or what did you do? And then I tell parents it's so important, even if you have that 1 minute or 3 minutes, spend time with your child. And if they're coming in, hey mom, look what I made today. I made an A or whatever. Don't put that finger up, say, hey, let me
Right.
see that, because they're so excited. And when you take that
Hmm.
time with them, they feel appreciated. It increases their self-esteem and they feel like they're important. And it also helps reduce their stress. A lot of times parents don't think, oh, kids don't have anything to be stressed out about. They're not paying the bills. They're not worried about what's going to be on the table for dinner tonight, what they have to cook. But yes, kids also go through stress. They're thinking about, hey, I got this test I got to study for, or this bully has been picking on me in class. What am I going to do about it? And so it's very important for parents to sit down and figure out what's going on in class, who are their friends, are they feeling sad today because they did get bullied in class about something? And when you spend time with your child, it also bonds the family unit and creates this loving environment, because guess what? If you're not spending time with the child at home, they're going to be listening to someone else talking to them about important topics that you don't want them to talk to your child about. That topic that parents hate to talk about when kids get around 14, 15, that
Right.
sexual topic. And so it's
Hmm.
very important for parents to sit down and take the time out, to see if they've even kissed a boy, kissed a girl. Those
Right.
things are important. A lot of times in clinic, sometimes parents don't even know that their child is even dating until they come to clinic. And I said, hey, do you like anybody in class, or who are
Hmm.
your friends? And parents are like, what? I didn't even know you were even dating. When did this start? So it's really important. Like you said earlier, these years go by so fast. And then pretty soon, you look up and your child's like 15, 16. You're
Right.
like, okay, where did this time go? They were just what, in elementary school.
Hmm.
And so it's
Hmm.
important to take time, even visiting their games, going to and watching their games is so important, because they feel appreciated, they feel loved, and they're like,
Hmm.
wow, my family came out tonight to support me at this game. So it's very
Hmm.
important. Even if you have 1 minute, 3 minutes, or just say, hey, I'm going to take Friday night. Friday night's going to be family night, or take a night during the week and say, this is going to be our family time, whether we watch a movie, we read a book, or just play a game.
Right, right, absolutely. And I love some of the points that you actually, brought out just now. Like you got those girls, did you kiss a boy yet?
Yeah.
And when you're spending time with your children, because you're spending so much time and they feel so close to you, it's easier for your children to share those things with you. But when we're distant and we aren't spending that time, sometimes, our children may feel, oh, unapproachable because you're always holding up the finger, so they're not sharing those intimate things that are going on in their lives because you're not developing that close relationship with them. So I have been blessed, that my children are pretty open, they tell me
Yes.
everything. you know but I love it, because it's also, I'm not going to chop their heads off when they're saying something to me. I'm just going to advise and, okay, well, how did you feel about that? And, because you never want to push them away either, with your response when they, coming to you, approaching you with something. And also I want to say, just for the parents out there that are listening, about just sort of if you have multiple children, I think it's also important. This is something that I do. And by me having all girls, I always do a mommy and me date night, because everybody need their own special time as well. By it being so many of us, you know, and we're all in a group, everybody is mom, mom. And did everybody's just pulling me, so, I like to do, once a week, mommy and me, where I'm just spending one on one, with Whitney, or one on one with Sonata, Whether it's, well, Sonata, let's go get our nails done, or, Whitney, you want to go to lunch, or, Chrissy, even if it's just outside, riding your bike for 30 minutes, and every time you coming around doing a lap, go girl, go, that's her
Yes,
time,
yes.
so that's important. But it's when I adopted 10 years ago, actually a few months ago, it was 10 years ago. I had to come up with a different plan, because now I don't have just three daughters, I have six daughters. So how am I going to split this time? I'm like, oh my goodness. So one thing that I decided to do, I said I didn't want my biological daughters to feel, mommy's now not gonna have time for us. So that's one of the reasons why I started the Mommy and Me. And also, you all know I love to travel. So I said, okay, you know what, we're gonna do some trips. So I started planning trips, every year, just with my biological daughters, with my husband, because being a wife and a mom, you have to make sure you're taking care of everybody. This goes back to the I'm not your superwoman, but
Superwoman.
I am everybody's
Yes,
superwoman,
yes.
okay? But my husband and I, then we would take the girls on a trip, our adopted daughters, because by them being special needs, there's a lot of redirecting, and things that, with the older girls, they're just like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, am I gonna get a chance to say anything? So you have to definitely split that time to make everybody feel special and everybody knowing that they're getting their time. So, Miss Ursula, what's something else that you can advise to the moms, to the parents out there, to the parents? I'm sorry, Dad. Look at me. I'm just Mama Bear here, but to the parents.
Well, communication, like I said, is different for me because my children are out of state. So for me, I do the Facebook grouping, making sure
Mhm.
we all talking and seeing, expressing our feelings, seeing what we want, and who need this, who need that, who got this, who got that, what we're doing today, what we're doing
Mhm.
tomorrow, whatever like that the case may be. um like you said, maybe go on a trip or take them out,
Mhm.
have a conversation. Like my youngest son, he stays here, and like a couple of months ago, he went into depression, and a lot had to do with uh miss of communication, like not spending a lot of time with him, not seeing what he doing, and stuff like
Mhm.
that. um he was always out with his girlfriend. So when he
Mhm.
came home, he came straight to his room, and me and my husband, we grown, so we just looked at, okay, he's grown. He go home, he go out, he come in, and stuff like that. So we had to start paying attention. Like we go in his room, we see what's going on, we see how his day went.
Mhm.
We talk and see if what can we help you with, what you want to do, what are we gonna do today? I mean, if you're not working, um, what we have for you to do, like chores around the house, or maybe let's go somewhere, let's go to the store together, let's pick up some groceries or something like
Mhm.
that, because he's the one that's staying in the house now.
Right.
So if I had and my grandkids, oh my God, I want to see them on FaceTime. Like if my children don't put my grandchildren on FaceTime and let me see them, I'm gonna have a fit. So I want to see them little babies on FaceTime so I can talk to them and kiss them through the phone and stuff like that. I want to do stuff like that. So I just tell the people out there, to make sure you stay in contact with with your children. Make sure you watch out for their needs and their wants, and make sure that paying attention and giving
Mhm.
them a lot of attention, because most of
Yes.
the times that's all they want is that attention, that love, and that love and care. When a loving kiss on you. I just started.
Mhm.
My son is 19 now. He's still in the home, so now that he's big. I kiss him, and it feels odd because I didn't do that when he was in
Mhm.
his teens. So and I feel kind of bad about that. So I would tell someone, love on your children now, while they're little
Mhm.
children, love on them, kiss them, hug them, tell them you love them. This is what these children want to hear. They want to
That's
hear
right.
somebody that say they love you. I love you. And that's
Mhm.
what I want to give the people out there. today.
Yes, that's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you so
Hmm.
much.
You're welcome.
And I want to add before I bring Dr. Tyson to sort of close this for us, I want to add that, with the family group chat, it's not only just to, see, how you doing in my family. What we also do is also a support group. Because if one of us is doing something, we'll put it in the chat. Y'all, I have blah 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 going on such and such a date. Everybody's gonna put that date on their calendar so that we can support each other, and we'll know that block that date off. Don't plan anything because we all need to go and support that one person. So that's another advantage of the chat. And I just want to bring Dr. Tyson back on and let her wrap this up for us.
Hi there. So, yes, communication, spending time with your children is very, very important. You want to get to know what their norms are, because if you can identify what their normal behaviors are, you know when something is abnormal, if they're either isolating themselves or if they're feeling sad or depressed. So it's important to definitely, seek help if they're feeling depressed or isolated. But even again, like I said earlier, even if it's spending 5 minutes, but you hope that you have more time than 5 minutes to spend with your children, because
Mm-hmm.
it's very important that they see that you appreciate them. Because again, spending time with them increases their self-esteem, increases their confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And when you support them, as you just said recently, if they're doing an activity or a game or play, it makes them feel
Mm-hmm.
loved, it makes them feel appreciated. And they don't have to say, wow, my parents didn't show up, or my guardians didn't show up today. And so they don't, when that happens, they have lower self-esteem. And so
Mm-hmm.
again, it's very important to take that time out. If you're busy, I know our parents are doing so many things throughout the day. They're like, wow, I don't have time to, these extra 5 minutes, but take that extra 5 minutes, because you never know what your child is going through. They may even be depressed or going through anxiety or being bullied at school. And so it's
Mm-hmm.
important to find out those things, learn who their friends are, and then intervene when you need to intervene. But the first thing is knowing.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. Tyson.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. And before we leave you all tonight, we definitely want to remind you all to please connect with us. If you would like to book us for a conference or anything that you may be having at your church, you can do so by going to reclaimingmylifetour.com. And we would greatly appreciate your love and support if you purchase our book. You can do that. My website is claudiamassey.com. And Dr. Tyson, if you can come back on and share your website to your book, and then if Ursula could do the same, thank you so much.
Yes, you can find more information out about me from tysonmultimedia.com or thereishope.com.
My information is ursastory.com.
Awesome, awesome. So you can definitely connect with any of us. There you have it. That's our websites. And also tune in every Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Download the app, Preach the Word Worldwide Network. We're on every Sunday at 4:30, and you can watch us live by downloading that app. If you are listening and you are in the Atlanta, Georgia area, you can definitely tune in every Sunday on channel WYGA 16.5. We will see you there. And we thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Reclaiming My Life.